If you are holding off on buying a small tablet, or if you think the iPad mini category has reached its absolute peak, you need to stop scrolling right now and listen to every single word of this video. Because what Apple is currently cooking behind closed doors in Cupertino is not just another minor spec bump. It is a complete, total, jaw-dropping reinvention of the world's most popular small form factor device. We are talking about massive leaks straight out of the supply chain that reveal a complete overhaul of the display technology, a powerhouse processor that turns this tiny slate into a monster gaming machine, and structural design choices that Apple has literally never attempted on any iPad in history. And if you do not understand how these changes shift the entire landscape of mobile tech, you are going to make a very expensive mistake the next time you upgrade your gear. Let us address the elephant in the room immediately. For years, lovers of small tablets have had to compromise. You wanted elite portability, but you had to accept older screen tech, mediocre contrast levels, and that annoying jelly scrolling artifact that reminded you every time you swiped through a web page that you were looking at a standard LCD panel. Well, according to the absolute latest internal supply chain reports and manufacturing roadmaps, the upcoming iPad mini 8 is completely obliterating those compromises. Apple is making the historic leap to an OLED display. Now, I want you to understand what this actually means for your daily media consumption, because this is not just a marketing buzzword. When every single individual pixel on your screen can completely turn itself off to achieve true, absolute black, the viewing experience transforms entirely. Dynamic range explodes. Contrast ratios hit infinity. Every movie, every photo, and every dark mode interface looks like it is floating on a sheet of pure glass. Furthermore, display analysts have pointed out that because flexible OLED panels allow for tighter manufacturing tolerances, Apple is trimming down the bezels. That means you are looking at a slightly larger screen footprint stretching closer to 85 inches of glorious visual workspace without the physical chassis of the tablet growing an extra millimeter in your hands. It maintains that iconic, one-handed usability that the mini fanbase treats like religion, but it stuffs a vastly superior window into the exact same physical envelope. But the display is honestly just the opening act, because what is happening under the hood is where things get genuinely terrifying for traditional laptop and console competitors. Industry insiders tracking early iOS development builds have discovered references pointing straight to the integration of the A19 Pro chipset. Let that sink in for a moment. Apple is taking the exact same tier of elite silicon designed to power their absolute highest-end flagship smartphones and dropping it directly into a compact tablet housing. Think about the performance headroom that unlocks. We are looking at massive multi-core leaps, enhanced neural engines built specifically to handle intensive on-device artificial intelligence tasks without breaking a sweat, and graphics architectures that support hardware-accelerated ray tracing. That means if you like to game on the go, heavy console-grade titles that usually choke smaller devices are going to run natively with buttersmooth frame rates and hyper-realistic lighting effects. Video editing, complex multitasking, heavy file management tasks that used to require a bulky laptop or a massive Pro-tier tablet are now going to execute instantly on a device that you can literally slip into the back pocket of your jacket or a small side pouch of your backpack. And then there is the structural redesign, which features changes so radical that industry analysts initially refused to believe them. For the very first time in the entire history of Apple's tablet lineup, leaks indicate that the new Mini is getting official water resistance. Think about that. No iPad has ever carried a formal IP water resistance rating. If you wanted to read by the pool, cook in the kitchen while following a recipe next to splashing water, or take your tech out into harsh, unpredictable weather environments, you always had to live with that lingering anxiety that a single clumsy spill could destroy your investment. Apple is changing the game by sealing the chassis. But achieving true water resistance on a device this size forced Apple to solve a massive engineering puzzle: the speaker grills. Traditional speaker holes are open pathways for liquid and dust, which means Apple had to completely rethink how audio works on a small tablet. The latest reports confirm that Apple is moving to an innovative holeless acoustic system. Instead of traditional punched-out speaker meshes, the device utilizes advanced vibration-based actuator technology that turns the outer housing and the glass surface of the tablet itself into a rich, immersive acoustic membrane. Not only does this seal the device completely against the elements, but it also delivers an audio profile that feels deep, resonant, and shockingly clear because the sound is vibrating right through the body of the hardware you are holding in your hands. When you combine all of these upgrades, the stunning jump to OLED, the raw processing dominance of the A19 Pro, the refined bezels maximizing your screen space, and the revolutionary waterproof chassis utilizing vibration audio, you realize why this release cycle is generating more underground hype than almost any other product in Apple's pipeline. People are asking the obvious question: what is the catch? Is Apple going to skyrocket the price to astronomical levels because of these premium components? Supply chain whispers suggest that while component costs are definitely higher, Apple is carefully structuring its manufacturing, potentially utilizing strategic single-stack panel sourcing and binning efficiencies to keep the core pricing structure as aggressive as possible to maintain dominance in the portable market.